Alright, I think we're on. What's going on, YouTube? So just making another video today. I figured I'd give you guys a cold start this morning. Coming up on less than 7,000 miles, but here's the cold start. Mike ain't gonna do it justice, but we'll see. Neighbors always love when that goes on. Rattles the dang gloves off. And we'll get going. Alright, and I got the new mic set up here, so hopefully that's sounding good. But yeah, so specifically I wanted to talk about the downshifts kind of post-flash. So what a lot of people are claiming to have issues with on these bikes, these Gen 6s, is that they're saying after the flash, the downshifts are basically bad. You know, very jerky. You know, that seems to be the kind of the main concern. A lot of people don't really complain about the upshifts, but I wanted to really talk about the downshift, because again, I think there's a lot of misunderstanding of maybe the bike, or there's just not, you know, good tunes going on, or it might be a combination of things. But wanted to give my experience so that if there's anybody out there looking at getting one of these that may or may not be swayed by that, they can kind of get a positive opinion. And if you're working with a tuner, maybe you can talk to them. But yeah, so basically my bike has been, you know, flashed and dyno tuned. Everything was done in person. So first things first, I'll say, if you're gonna flash these things, do it in person. I know not everybody has the you know, I guess the geographic capability to do that. You know, it may not have a tuner near you, may not have a tuner in your state. You know, and some people will rely on having to do mail-ins or the handheld systems. I can just tell you, I've seen too many bad experiences and people having you know, just negative reviews of going that route. So if you could do it in person, that would be my recommendation for starters. Get on here. But yeah, so if you can do that, do it in person. It's going to help fix your AFR, air-fuel ratio, which is kind of the most important thing. If you're going to decat these bikes, you got to get it dyno tuned. Doing a mail-in or a handheld is just really not going to cut it. A lot of people that are doing the handheld route or even the mail-in, they're having to come in afterwards with a you know, a power commander system essentially to correct the air-fuel ratio, because although, you know, these tuners, you know, I don't think they're doing anything on purpose to kind of screw people over. You know, every bike is different. That's a nice turn signal there. You know, bike's different, environment's different, and that's, you know, major factors when it comes to tuning these bikes. So but I wanted to talk about, so where people say after a tune they claim that the downshifts are jerky. Now when I read that and hear that, I'm understanding people saying that, you know, they're lunging forward like that. And I wanted to say that I have not had that experience and can kind of give you know, my input as far as what we did with my tuner, and you guys could maybe trying that out. But essentially the trick is there is a setting on there called the decel fuel cut, and a lot of people are leaving that on. We turned it off. We tried it both ways and found that if you turn the decel fuel cut off, it actually made it less jerky, or not jerky at all, I should say. Now, so that's kind of the debated topic. Some people are saying no, you gotta leave it on, and you know, I'm here to tell you from my personal experience, we turned it off, and I do not have a jerky downshift with the quick shifter system. So, and I'll show you guys that here. I'll give you an example. I want to kind of get going, and then get up to a decent speed, and we can start doing some downshifts. But before we get to the downshifts, one thing I want to, man, people just cannot drive. One thing I want to say is that I think a lot of people misunderstand the shifting with the quick shifter, and that these bikes kind of live in the high RPM. You know, I mean, if you're trying to leverage a quick shifter at 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 RPMs, I mean, it's not going to be that butter smooth that I think a lot of people are expecting out of the box. And you know, I haven't really ridden any other, you know, 1,000 cc's that came stock with the quick shifter. I know the BMWs are supposedly some of the best ones, and I don't know, maybe those are better. I can't really speak to that, but at least for my system here, this bike lives in the high RPMs. So I think a lot of people, for the second point, is that they're trying to downshift these things with the quick shifter under 6,000 RPMs, which again is not really going to be smooth for you. So that would be my other recommendation too, is if you're trying it and you're having problems post flash, try getting the bike above 6,000 RPMs and see what it does then. Now upshifts, you know, and downshifts can also be modified by your tuner, and they can kind of make adjustments. We spent a good bit of time with mine smoothing out a lot of the kind of areas there, so that may be why mine's a little bit smoother. But here, I'll get up to 6th gear here. We're at 6,000. I'm going to start it at 6,000 RPMs because as I downshift, it's going to go up continuously. So that's the thing, it's going to keep the rev counter high, which again is going to help it kind of stay in that smooth area. But we're about 6,000, and I'll go hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and for me, I mean, I wouldn't consider that jerky right there. And then upshift, no delays. But I'll do another one here once we get some open space. But you know, again, I don't know what people are referring to when they say something's been jerky. Like I'm reading that as they're lunging forward. And you know, I know I've got the hyper smooth on the camera, but if I'm lunging forward, you would still be able to see me physically move forward in the video. So the hyper smooth is not going to, you know, fix that problem at all. Now I'm just kind of cruising right now. It's a really windy day. We're supposed to get gusts up to, I think, 28 or 29 miles per hour. It's a nice M3 right there. But yeah, so really that's kind of my thought. I just wanted to let everybody know. And again, it's not meant to be a quick video, but if you're working on that, or you're worried about getting one of these because of that issue, and you've read about it or heard about it, number one, take it to an in-person tuner, and somebody who knows what they're doing. Don't just take it to some guy with a trailer hooked up to the back. I mean, nothing against that, but you know, I mean, just think about the, you know, type of place you really want working on these bikes. I mean, you're paying $18,000–$19,000 for a bike. I mean, you kind of want to have the best stuff in it. And then, you know, kind of keep thought of your where your revs are at, or your RPMs. The other thing too I can kind of give is a bit of just a tip that I think maybe people aren't really thinking about is, I think some people try and use the quick shifter, I guess I would say in inappropriate times. So what I mean by that is they'll be really, you know, coming in slow, and it's not that the quick shifter won't work, but sometimes with these bikes you can use your clutch to kind of assist that. Now it's still gonna blip the throttle for you and rev match it, even when you pull in the clutch. So if I pull in the clutch and I hit the shifter down, it's still gonna rev match for me, which can actually help smooth a lot of that out, especially in the lower RPMs, or just lower mile per hour. That's where you'll see you know, some assistance there. So I'd also recommend that is, you know, you might be trying to use this, you know, when it's not really a good time to be using your downshift. And same thing with the upshifts too. Some people say there's a bit of a delay. There can be. Your tuner can kind of smooth some of that out, but at least for me, I know a lot of people are saying the upshifts can be kind of delayed in the lower RPMs, which is true. But that's one thing we worked with my tuner, is we made that smooth. So see, I'm real low RPM, and I can upshift right here really smoothly, and I'm not even at 6,000 RPMs. So again, it really, I think it just depends on your tuner as far as the type of job you have done. But yeah, so I just want to give my opinion kind of in this quick little video here, and say, you know, it's not always bad. And we'll see if we can get you another example here of a downshift. Alright, so we're high RPM, I'm up, down, down. See, never once lunge forward. So front wheel's coming up a little bit there. But yeah, so I'm gonna jump on the highway here. I'm gonna make another video for that, but just want to make this a quick one. For those that are interested in some more ZX10 content, feel free to subscribe. I got a lot more coming this year. I think that M3 wanted to play. Nice looking color. But yeah, so feel free to subscribe, check out some more coming this year. And we're going to jump on the highway and kind of run this quick errand real fast, but I will catch you guys later.